Let's make a lot of money on Facebook quickly. This one video ad generated 217 sales within about a month. Each sale was around $50 in gross profit. Notice that this highly profitable ad isn't even that great. Facebook ranks it average for quality, average for engagement, and average for conversion. This shows you that you don't have to be exceptional to make money with Facebook ads. In fact, you don't even need to be exceptional to make a lot of money. I'll now walk you through how to do this. In the Facebook Ads Manager, click the green button that says Create Campaign. Then select Sales as your campaign objective. The objective you choose is probably the single most important decision. You typically start with either sales or leads, because those are the easiest ways to make money quickly. As you scale up, you'll focus more on awareness. I'll talk about awareness later and focus now on generating sales. Hit continue. Select manual sales campaign. The Advantage Plus campaign will be more important later when we're trying to scale up, but I recommend starting with manual first. Select continue. Turn the catalog off and hit next. Select website as your conversion location and set your goal as maximize the number of conversions. Select the Facebook pixel for your website. If you haven't installed the pixel yet, hit create new pixel. Give your pixel a name and select create pixel. Type your website URL and make sure that you include the HTTPS. Hit next. Select write code now. To keep things simple, start with metapixel only. The conversion API will help improve the accuracy of Facebook's data, but it's a little bit complicated, so I'll explain it later. Stick with the pixel for now. Choose install code manually, hit copy code and paste it into the header section of your website, or send the code to your web developer or client so they can install it. Choose purchase as the conversion event. Hit more. Select the click-through attribution as 7 days, engaged view as 1 day, and view through as 1 day. With more complex campaigns, you will want to use different settings. That's because you won't want Facebook taking credit for sales that are actually being caused from, say, Google Ads or something else. You also don't want one Facebook ad set taking credit for the work that's done by another ad set. But you don't need to worry about these complications for now. Just give Facebook and this particular ad set as much credit as possible in terms of attribution. Note that these settings cannot be changed, but what you can do is duplicate the ad set and then set up different attribution settings. Set your daily budget at $20. You will increase this later to say $50, $100, and so on. Edit your location. I generally go global with sales campaigns unless there's no international shipping. With sales campaigns, you can go pretty broad with your targeting because you can trust Facebook's AI to target the right people. This isn't true with awareness campaigns. With awareness campaigns, you have to be very strict with your targeting and your placements. That's because the AI does a very bad job of doing these. With sales campaigns, you should spend more time thinking about the ad creative and less time worrying about the targeting and placements. In other words, if you want to make money quickly, spend more time coming up with a great video and a great headline. Don't worry so much about who to target. Hit browse and select all so you can target every country in the world. Be sure to uncheck Russia. If you do not uncheck Russia, you will get an error. Hit switch to original audience options. We will use the Advantage Plus audience option later, but not now. It'll become more important when we scale up the campaign and need to target more people. Hit use original audience. Notice that Facebook wants us to use Advantage Plus, which is its AI-driven targeting. I like the AI-driven targeting, but I don't think it's the best place to start because you might waste too much money training the AI with too broad an audience. Change the starting age to 21. Otherwise, you're going to get an error due to targeting and legal restrictions in certain countries. Now, depending on what you're selling, it may be better to simply exclude those countries, target everyone 18 plus anyways, but I generally just start with age 21. Change your language to English. The most important part is here, the detailed targeting. This is where you type in the most important targeting criteria. For example, you might choose software as a service or marketing or football. Here, I am targeting people who are interested in software as a service. If you don't know what targeting criteria to select, go with suggestions or browse, and those will give you some ideas. I added software as a service, but I'm also going to add a second interest called marketing. To do this, I choose define further. When you add a second interest, you have to be very careful because you can either expand your audience or shrink it. In this case, by hitting define further, I am shrinking my targeting audience. I'm going after people who are interested in both software as a service and marketing. If I had just typed in marketing, my audience would get larger. Pay close attention to this. Notice the phrase "and must also match" above marketing. This means I am narrowing the target audience. Also notice the estimated audience size on the right, which is between 15 and 18 million people. Pay close attention to whether your audience size increases or decreases as you add targeting criteria. It is very easy to make a mistake here and go after too broad or too narrow an audience. Hit next. Select your Instagram account. Under media, select add video. Upload a video and hit next a bunch of times. Facebook will automatically show a clip of your video as the thumbnail preview. To change this, hit edit media, then edit video, select thumbnail and manual. You can either pick a clip from your video or upload a custom image as you would with a YouTube thumbnail. Type in a headline. This will appear below the video. I wrote generate $1.2 million in sales. Also type in the primary text. This is the body copy of your ad, and Facebook gives a ton of room here to write as much as you want. You can list out benefits and features, evidence for why people should believe in your product, etc. I also generally just leave the call to action as learn more, since I want as many people as possible clicking the ad. Type in your website URL, hit publish. Once Facebook approves the ad, it'll start delivering to people and making you money. Now let me explain the kind of ad that is most successful at making money. This ad is particularly effective because it describes a specific tangible benefit or outcome. Add 1.2 million to your SaaS business. But making bold claims is meaningless if people don't believe you. So good copywriting requires that you back up your claims. I do so by explaining that I work for Sony and Google-backed startups and that I had 14 years of experience. When I marketed software on Facebook, I used case studies and academic research to back up my claims about the product. For your product, you might just talk about special features like titanium that explain why it's so durable. Or maybe your product was worn by an influencer that proves it's popular or trendy or credible. Start with a video that is 1080 by 1080 pixels. Put a title at the top that explains the main benefit or positioning. Put subtitles at the bottom. The recording I have here is from an iPhone. You can add the subtitles automatically using a program like Subtitle or V.io. These programs also let you add titles at the top. I also use Canva. The main point here is that you need to make a video that does well without sound because most Facebook users are muted. You can't just throw a YouTube video into Facebook and expect it to perform well as an advertisement. Later, I'll walk you through ads that I ran for brand awareness, for generating leads, and for selling expensive products. For now, just make a few ads like the video I made to see which one performs best. Monitor the cost per result. Here, for example, you can see that I'm generating sales for only $13.71. If you're making a good profit, then increase your daily budget. Do this by hitting edit at the ad set level. For example, go from $20 per day to $50 and see if you're still profitable. If so, go to $100 per day. At some point, you will stop being profitable. Maybe at $200 per day, you'll notice that the cost to acquire a sale exceeds what you make from that sale. In that case, lower the daily budget down to a profitable level. That's the simplest way to scale a Facebook ads campaign. First, experiment with a few video ads to find one that performs well, then gradually increase the budget until you reach the point where you're no longer profitable. Reduce the daily budget from there. Now, what will likely happen at some point is you'll stop generating a profit, possibly due to something Facebook calls creative fatigue. Basically, your audience keeps seeing the same ad and it's no longer performing well. You might think the answer is to create a new advertisement, but that's not what I would do first. Instead, what I would do is broaden your targeting. For example, earlier I targeted people who were interested in software as a service and marketing. So I broadened the targeting by deleting marketing as an interest. That way I hit everyone who has any interest in software as a service. That's a bigger group. Then I exhausted that group and hit creative fatigue. The next step was to use the broadest targeting of all, which is the Advantage Plus broad targeting option. This is different from the detailed targeting we used earlier. In other words, we will no longer use interest targeting like those who like football or those who like marketing. Advantage Plus is Facebook's AI-driven targeting. Some people refer to it as open targeting or broad targeting. It's an excellent option to scale your campaign to the maximum. Here you can see that Facebook has prompted me to turn this targeting on. Another option is to run 2 campaigns or ad groups simultaneously, one using detailed targeting and the other using broad targeting. Then you can see which one performs better. Just keep in mind that broad targeting might underperform in the beginning because the AI is just learning and experimenting, but it's generally the best option once you have a lot of sales data and need to scale up. So far, I've walked you through how to start and scale up a campaign to generate short-term sales. But this type of direct response marketing doesn't scale up incredibly well because it's only focused on the bottom of the funnel, which accounts for maybe 5% of your target buyers. To influence the other 95%, you have to invest in upper funnel tactics like awareness campaigns. This type of marketing influences more people at a cheaper price. The goal with this type of advertising is to make people remember your product now so that they think of you in the future when they have a need. Awareness offers maximum scalability.